about your choice versus the choice of a museum as a national stamping, somehow establishing the validity and the quality of the collection.
The big one.
Okay. Hello. I just want to say some words. I'm very happy to be here because, in fact, I have a piece which is one of my favorite pieces, and it was made in St. Petersburg. It's a chandelier. It's from 1780, 90, and it was in a house of a friend of my parents, and I asked really 35 years. As a child, I fell in love with this piece, but it was hanging in a house. So I asked every year when I was visiting my parents, I called the family, and after really 35 years, they told me, when the wife, the man, didn't live anymore, said, "Do you really want still this piece?" And I said, yes. It was my dream, and it still is. And this is hanging now in Berlin, in a private place. I enjoy it every day. For that, it's a pleasure to be in the city, St. Petersburg, because this is something I deeply love. But I think, in general, what I have to say, I think passion is the most important to build up a collection. And for a private collector, in my case, you have to have a vision also. You have to be passionate, and you should never think too long. I think this is the main big difference and the great advantage between a private collector and a museum. A museum cannot just buy it. They have an acquisition board, and then they have to look for the money maybe. They cannot see something, or the person in charge of the collection sees something and says, yes, I take it right away. A collector can. And maybe then he has a nightmare how to pay it. But that's his very personal problem. And I just want to underline, this is really key to make a collection and to risk. You know, when you think too long sometimes, the thing is not there anymore. You just have also to follow your instinct, to follow your intuition, and then just do it. Just do it. In my case, I was maybe lucky. It was always the right decision. And I have to explain a bit. I mean, I think when you collect many things, and I started, as I said, as a child, I was already collecting keys, then silver. I mean, silver, let's say, from very early, before Christ, and then I have Tiffany, the latest of Bauhaus. But then my passion was always Asia. But not only Asia, also contemporary at the same time, but I concentrated then on something again, and I fell really in love again with Chinese furniture, and I considered these pieces as sculptures. I bought them as sculptures. And I concentrated a bit in lacquer furniture. Nobody at that time was interested in lacquer furniture, or stone furniture. To me, I didn't understand, but I thought, what a luck for me. And it was, again, the right moment to look for these things. And then, of course, there was a moment to think, what shall I do with all these pieces? Shall I give, I mean, somebody gave pieces to a museum show or to a museum. But I always thought it's important to create something. And there are many private museums in the world, more and more. But there are very few museums in general which really are museums you keep in your head as something very special. And this not depends on how many pieces are there, it depends on the quality and how you show the quality. So in Berlin, we acquired a telecommunication bunker, which is a rough building. Berlin as well is a rough city. It's not a really beautiful city, I think. It's a very interesting city for history, and when you look at it, it's a young, contemporary city, on through the roughness, you again juxtapose, you contrast the pieces which are very fine, what I collect. I like elegant, beautiful pieces. So it's beautiful to contrast it again in a bunker. And in this building also we don't have labels, because for me it's very important that the piece speaks to you. So it means I had to install it and light it from the best side. Because every piece, when we speak about a furniture, a painting, whatever in art, has a soul, and you have to find how can we bring this soul of the piece out. Like you would know a friend, and when you want to really promote him, you know, you look what is the great side of this friend. And I consider all these pieces as friends, as I have to say. So I try to install them also in a modern way, in a contemporary way. These pieces have all been contemporary, even there are thousands of years old maybe, it doesn't matter. One day they have been contemporary, and I think it's interesting to make them contemporary, and for that reason we have a very young audience. It's between 19 and 34 years old, which is very, very rare to have young people like that who repeat, bring other friends. And this is something I was hoping, but you never know until you do it. So it's something I'm very happy with, I have to say. So when people come in the museum, also they go through a sound room. It clears the people, it clears the head of the people. They listen to John Cage for a few minutes. It's a very minimal music, but it's very helpful to look at the art. And as there are no labels, we have art mediators who explain whenever somebody has a question. But I'm very happy, otherwise they are quiet, to have the opportunity to feel the pieces. And I think most of the museums today are overcrowded. And I think this is really something which should be really thought about. I understand the museum has to make money, and as more people is better, money-wise, but also I think art was always for a smaller group, and it was something that should give the people something when we go to a museum. And in my opinion, when I go to the biggest museums in the world today, it does not give me so much anymore. And I really, it's, it's when you go for the soul, I think, for the people, for that aspect, it's very important. For that created something, an experience also. It's important in a city that you have something to refresh your head or to calm down. It's an oasis, like you go to a park. Why you go to a park with beautiful old trees? Because it gives you a good feeling. It's positive. And so a museum can also be very positive, but you have to create it. And I think part of this is also to control in the future that it's not a mass institution, that it's really like fast food, you know, it's also not so in fashion anymore. And I think it's another time important to think about it.
But except the pieces you show in your museum, I understand you are also very involved in different organizations in museums, like trustees, in order to suggest or give your comments whether this piece should come to the museum or should be bought by the museum. What do you think about this, the role of the private collectors in such trustees?
I didn't understand the question 100%. I mean, the
you have your collection,
private and museum?
You have your own collection, and on the other hand, you are a member of different trustees in different museums, where you also give your advice in terms of what could be bought or should be bought by the museum. How does it work? Is that the same choice that you do for your own museum and what you suggest for the more bigger national institutions?
I think in this I'm a very honest person. When I really see there is a need for something, I would always say we have to go for it, or you have to go for it as a public museum, because I really think you have to and most people don't see it also, you know. I think this is the good thing when you are maybe direct in the museum. It's less good than when you're outside, and you come from outside. I think, how can it be you don't have this and that, you know? And then I think it's the good things museums try to get it, you know. And I think it's priority that the important museum really goes for it, you know.
Thank you. Suad, you are the director of the Yarak Museum in Baku. I understand you, and we want to see what is the Yarak Museum. I think this year you could have showed us, and if you have the possibility just to enter his internet site, you will see the magic of his museum. There is not much in your site. You don't understand really which pieces are in your collection, but I think it gives a real desire to get it. Yarak, how do you work with collectors? How did you set up the collection, and what are your goals in terms of cooperation with between collectors and your institution?
Thank you very much for having me. I think that we propose a very different approach to collecting and exhibiting work to all the other participant speakers in this esteemed panel. First of all, I don't think we qualify as a museum, so we don't like to call ourselves that, because Yarak was conceived more as a center for contemporary art, contemporary art space, to be precise. It's a space where things happen, where art happens, and where we're hoping that creativity can flourish in the city and beyond. When it comes to collecting, from the very beginning, there was, this is a picture of one of our spaces, and I'll go through some pictures of our exhibitions. From the very beginning, and Yarak was founded in 2011, and the building itself was inaugurated in 2015. So it really started acting as an institution since 2015, so we're very young. But from the very beginning, the idea was to work with living artists, to produce exhibitions and commission new works by those artists. So whenever we collect, it is the work that we have participated in producing. So when the artist, whether a local artist or an artist from the region or an international artist shows at Yarak, they always come and visit Baku, Azerbaijan before, and through dialogue, through research, and through interaction with the local context, they often produce a whole new body of work. Here you have a show installation by Oscar Murillo. He produces beautiful windows in the north of the country, styled after old Azeri 18th century tinted glass technique, shabaka. And so every time something very contemporary that can sometimes feel foreign or intimidating can suddenly have a very personal feel to our audience. So through that, this is work by Azeri artist. Sorry. It doesn't work. No. I can't click. Muted. Застряла. No, sorry. I have to go back now. Sorry about this. I really want to show you the pictures because it's anyway. So through commissioning new work, we're able to both speak to our audiences and to also contribute to the practice of the artist. And it especially becomes interesting when a foreign artist comes and finds something interesting locally to engage with. And there's also a public program of events, lectures, workshops. There's also an artist that either stays in the Yarak collection, or when it's so many collection and some of it goes until continues its life.
Finances.
So
I think with contemporary art, especially passion, always wins. Always. With artists, living artists, contemporary artists. So,
这个我呢是一位这个大学教授，也是一位这个雕塑家，同时我也是这个画家。那么在艺术家来讲，他最重要的是要有自己的风格，要有个性。但是作为这个国家美术馆的馆长来讲，他是一个管理者，他这个时候在收藏的兴趣、收藏的爱好，还有对艺术的这个风格的选择方面啊，他不能像艺术家那样的这个有强调自己的个性，他应该从整个国家的美术的发展状态来进行收藏和展览。所以他要强调对整个这个一个时代、一个历史，它的这个美术的宣传以及它的这个收藏方面要具有一种综合性，要让所收藏的作品来凸显一个美术史。而私人美术馆馆长他就不一样，他往往是单向的。你比如说在中国，有的私人博物馆他就专门他收藏一些油灯，就是灯，就是这个不同时期的各种各样的照明的灯。有的博物馆呢就专门收藏版画，有的博物馆呢就专门收藏水墨画。那么它很单向，但是这种单向有许许多多的单向，它就组成了一个社会的它的丰富性。所以私人博物馆实际上是对国家博物馆、美术馆一种很好的补充，所以我觉得作为国家美术馆应该来这个支持一些私人美术馆的存在而且我们也从私人美术馆当中获得了很多的支持。比如说，在我们北京有一家美术馆叫营地美术馆，它收藏了许许多多的20世纪的一些书法，其中有一个伟大的书法家叫于右任，是非常重要的一个书法家。那么我们中国美术馆没有他一张这个书法，那这个私人美术馆知道这个情况以后，他就捐赠的设计这个于右任的作品，填补了我们的空白。那么这种事情呢是非常多的。那中国美术馆呢，我们在收藏过程当中，我们有评审委员会，我们有社会上最著名的这个艺术评论家，还有这个油画、中画、版画、雕塑等等方面的这些专家来做我们的收藏的评审专家顾问。我们的展览也是这样的，我们一年这个国家美术馆有多少呢？有90个展览，各类不同的展览，有国际的展览，有国家的大展，还有一些这个艺术家的个人展，另外还有一些大收藏家，他们把作品弄到中国美术馆来展览。所以一年有90个展览，我们也是有很好的评审委员会。那么有一些这个艺术家他来展览之后，他们非常愿意把作品捐赠给国家美术馆。那因为他作品能放到国家美术馆，他就进入了这个美术的历史。那么我们也不是说你要捐赠我们就要收藏，那么我们也有严格的评审。往往一个艺术家他愿意捐50件，甚至有的要捐150件，结果我们经过评审以后，觉得1件都不值得收藏，那我们就不收藏。所以国家美术馆的这个收藏品质和民间私人美术馆收藏品质是不一样的。当然了，有很多的这个大师的作品，可能在散落在民间比私人美术馆还用高价把它收藏出来，这种事情也经常会发生。所以我觉得国家的这个公立美术馆和私立美术馆他们在整个的社会的文化的发展过程当中，特别是在展览方面在收藏方面，以及在公共的整个社会教育方面，各自承担了自己不同的角色，是一个相互补充的一个关系。
Вот вы использовали слово «вы упустили момент». И это часто вот то, что мы слышим, когда мы говорим с директорами музеями. Я помню, буквально неделю назад общался с директором Третьяковской галереи, и она тогда, это было на открытии дара очень достаточно крупного коллекционера или фонда, фонд Смирнов-Сорокина, и она рассказывала, что вот мы пропустили нулевых годов. Там, у нас в Третьяковской галерее ничего нет, и слава Богу, что вот вдруг появятся коллекционеры, которые готовы дать эти работы, потому что мы пропустили, и время прошло, все, уже работы находятся в частных коллекциях, и уже найти ничего. Вот это ощущение мы пропустили, это для музеев, которые государственные, это главная тема, потому что мы знаем с тех людей, которые собираются в искусство, что мы часто первые, потому что вошли в мастерскую, видели работу, сказали: ой, хочу, дали деньги, до свидания, работа наша. А как пока вот решает музей, это очень длинный процесс и так далее. Поэтому действительно есть такой момент. Как вы чувствуете вот в этой ситуации в Новый Сад, в Сербии?
I agree with you totally. Yeah. Sometimes museums, just as Mr. Wu said, we are slowly. We can't act so promptly like private collectors, and we have this huge responsibility for the national interest, for the national money, for the people who pay taxes, and that's money to the museum. So we have much more, we need to think about our actions much more and much stronger. But that is the reason why we should cooperate more with private collectors. And for example, we missed this period of 50 years because it was opened new museum in Novi Sad, Museum of Contemporary Art, and we stopped to collect contemporary art. But we realized in the last 10 or 15 years that it is not enough to just preserve and present art from the previous time, that you need to communicate with the contemporary world and contemporary artists and the young public. So that's why we need contemporary art in our museum, even if we are not museum of contemporary art. There is no more this strict division between museums of fine arts and museum of contemporary art. Almost all museum of fine arts now collect or do something in contemporary artists, because through that you are live place. And what is also pointed, we just spoke before this panel, as a national museums, we are museum for all nations, for all our citizens, for all inhabitants, for people who are coming to visit. So we need to be open for everyone, to children, to young people, to elder people, to have different kind of programs, educational, creative, and all the other things. So we need to be open to everyone. And the private museum can choose their public. And I think that that is also one very important difference between private museum and national museum. They can decide what kind of atmosphere they want to have in their institution, in their building, and what kind of people they want to invite to be a consumer of their collection. And I think that that is a great difference. I never thought before about that. Now I just speak with Mr. And it is great to see how atmosphere in his museum is totally different than in a big museum like Louvre or Hermitage, when you have many people, many noise, many languages. So in my museum we have a late night on Friday. So during the Friday night people just come after the work to calm down, to have some free time like they spend in the, I don't know, nature, as he said, or in spa. So just to feel, to stay in front of the paintings with no noise and to enjoy in the moment, in the painting, but also in the moment. So we are thinking about our museum in a Friday evening as a place for, how can I say, rest and contemplation. But during the days we have kids, we have young, we have students, we have visitors, and all the other big museums. So that is the question. They choose what kind of public they want, and we must be open for everyone.
Yes, Sila, you wanted to add something.
It's very interesting. So I didn't get there with my slides, but 2 years ago, it's frustrating, sorry. 2 years ago, Yarat started also managing the collection of next door museum. So you saw the two buildings in the beginning. One of them is the Contemporary Art Center. This is our space for very young artists. This is not that. And the other one was conceived as a space to host government's collection of Azerbaijani 20th century painting. And so, because our programs were so dynamic and with lots of festivals, workshops, events, it's a very alive space. So 2 years ago we were asked to also create something similar there. And it was a very nice experience because how you work with art in a more traditional sense of the word, and with painting especially, of historical painting, and how you approach that becomes quite different to a more, bolder, multimedia kind of immersive installations that contemporary art sometimes can take the form of. So in the end, it's interesting how the two publics separated. So the public for the painting museum is inevitably slightly older. They come to the events, they come to the concerts, they participate in workshops, and whereas the public that's in the Yarat's first building, it's much younger. And it's interesting to have that conversation. I think it's very important for the younger generation who find that contemporary art attractive to be able to see older painting and older works of art, to understand the history of it all. And it's equally important for the older generation who is very easy to dismiss contemporary art and say, no, this is great painting, how can you ever compare, a bunch of whatever to that. It's also very important for them to understand that story, so I think it's very nice to have both present, because then it attracts all these different publics.
Да, спасибо. Дезире, на самом деле, когда я вчера просто встретился с одним очень известным коллекционером в России, это Андрей Филатов, у него огромная коллекция советского и 19 века до чуть-чуть до сегодняшнего дня. И он мне тогда сказал, я ему задал вопрос, а почему вы не откроете музей? Он мне говорит, но мне проще тратить деньги для того, чтобы показывать коллекцию в разных музеях и организовать выставки, чем создать музей и быть загружен с этой институцией. Я понимаю, что вы занимаетесь и то, и другое. У вас есть и музей, где вы покажете свой филинг, как можно представить работы с каким-то интерьером, с какими-то объектами и так далее, но вы еще и организуете выставки. Как это функционирует? Что вы покажете на выставке? Какая цель вообще для коллекционера сделать выставки и с кем вы работаете? Я имею в виду, с какими институциями?
I will do an exhibition very soon. I cannot tell you where because the museum asked me they want to communicate it themselves. But it will be a big museum show. The aim is, this is why also the museum asked me. I mean, they said, you have your own museum, but anyway, you created something so special. Could you create something special for us too? And I said, yes, of course. I love it. The work of creation is something I like really most. And the museum, it's always a challenge and use space, but it has to be the right space also. That's very important. Sometimes it's better to say no to an exhibition when it's proposed than doing something which I'm not 100%. 100% is important for me. Satisfied that it's the right space, or it can be changed to the right space. So the aim for me is to create something special which stands out of other exhibitions, because I think there are many exhibitions in the whole world. So I think it should be something different that people, I don't want to educate them, you know. Some people say, you know, what you want to do with it. I want to create something which is different and show something different, and you can judge yourself later. You know, I think the people, you know, everybody's different, but I think it's interesting to think always about something which shows, in my case, really, beauty. I like beauty, beautiful things, and beauty in the last years was a negative word. I don't know why. But I try to show beauty, and beauty you can find in many things. Even you can discuss what is beauty, and that's interesting. I think, you know, when you go really in a responsible way, doing it in a public museum, which is also another thing. You know, I feel it's very responsible. It has to be a great show when you have the opportunity to do something in a public museum, because it's really, I think it's also it's an honor to be asked to do that.
Do you offer to private museum or to public museum pieces? Do you offer pieces, works of art?
When they ask me, and when I think it's adding really something, because you have also to think any transport does not make a piece better. And I really love the pieces, and especially speaking about some sensitive ancient pieces. They do not really get better in the transport, you know. So I really, I think sometimes it's not necessary to have this piece. So I really look very close at that.
Diana, how do you deal with the question of what you give to the collector who offers you a collection? What is your answer? Do you put his big name in the entrance of the museum, or what? What do you do? Someone comes and says, okay, you can pick up 75 pieces, as you said, in my collection. Then you do a special room for this collection, or how does it work? How do you thank him? Because I remember having a long discussion with the director of Louvre a few years ago, and he was saying, you know, we have a few problems in Louvre, that we've been given some collections in the 19th century with the obligation to keep a room with the pieces from this collection all the time open and all the time in this order. And they can't change it, they can't move it, because it's a contract with the collector. How do you do that? How do you thank someone who would give you a collection or a part of a collection?
We don't have these kind of agreements that we are obligatory to present it all the time. We usually make exhibitions, we publish a catalog, we present it that in media, we promote it very much, and then it depends. Sometimes we have this exhibition traveling to the other museums, because we think that that is very useful to show to other institutions and other cities that there are some benefactors who are giving something to National Museum. So to promote that as something very important, and make other people do that too in their small regional museums. And also we have a museum friend club, and we organize every year the presentation of our friends who supported us in a different way. Some of them give their collection, some give one piece of art, some just help us to do something, but this kind of museum friends club is something very important, which helps you sometimes to solve some problems that you don't have any other reason, or any other way how to solve them. Then you call someone from the museum friends club and always find some solution. So it is good that people feel that they are friends of your museum and you are their friends, so we help each other.
How do you deal with the collectors? They offer you some pieces. Is there a way to thank them, to say, our museum, National Museum of China, is supported by a few collectors who offered pieces?
为在中国啊，中国美术馆呢，它是唯一的国家美术馆，所以许多的艺术家都非常看重。如果能在里面办一个展览，对他们来说呢，这是一个很大的鼓舞，也是对他们的一个艺术地位的一个肯定。那么收藏家呢，这个跟中国美术馆呢，这个一般来讲，这个交流，不像这个艺术家跟中国美术馆交流那么多，因为收藏家他们很不容易把自己的藏品收来，也花了很多代价。他一般来说呢，不会来这个提供给捐赠给国家美术馆。这个当然呢，也有很少的一些艺术家收藏家会捐赠，但这一种情况呢不是很多。最主要的是那些很有名的艺术家，他们的家属把作品这个捐赠给中国美术馆，他们在这里办展览。我们中国美术馆有一个很重要的展览叫捐赠与收藏展。这个捐赠与收藏展就是我们为一些著名的艺术家在这里办展览。比如说他有100张，那可能呢他会捐赠20张给中国美术馆。那么我们给他办展览，而且这些捐赠的作品的这个品质都很高。那么我们选择的这些人呢，也都是经过这个评审委员会严格的评审，报国家批准的。所以呢，我们的这个收藏品的这个质量是有保障的。还有就是有不少的这个艺术家，包括国外的，就外国的，像法国的像这个德国的这些国家的艺术家，他们希望到中国美术馆来办展览。还有这个我们当代的有一些中青年的艺术家、老艺术家，都想到中国美术馆来办展览。每年我们一般会有500-600位这个艺术家来申请来办展览。在这500-600位艺术家当中，我们会选择有30位到40位左右的艺术家来这个办展览，所以我们的这个展览的质量是可以有保障的。那么收藏的这个作品也是有保障的，而且不断的展示优秀艺术家的作品。所以呢，美术馆的这个知名度和声誉就是不断的在提高，主要是这样。
Спасибо. Может быть, есть вопросы в зале, потому что мы уже приближаемся к концу.
Можно вопрос к господину Дизе? Каково предложение, как сократить количество людей в музеях и при этом обеспечить возможность для них увидеть то, что нужно? Каковы ваши предложения?
We do it just, people have to make an internet booking. They can also walk by in the museum and try if they get a place, but many times it's full. But I really think it's very important. Also, when it does not work out this time, it's like, I compare it sometimes myself, when you want to go to a very special restaurant, and it's full, and it's your dream to go there, you go for a special day, and you book in advance, you plan it in advance, and for sure it works. But there's some certain things you have to plan when you want to have them. And I think it's also nice. It's nice.
I just told to Mr. Desiree, I was in Berlin this year twice, and first time I went, of course, to see the big museum in Museum Island. And then second time I wanted to go to visit his museum, and I couldn't because it was full for that day. So that makes me want it even more to go next time. So I will go in December, and I know now that I will go for sure, And that is the way, how can you organize to have exactly the number of visitors which will enjoy in the museum. and not just to run through the museum like it is fast food, as he already said.
Диана, попробуйте по блату, как говорят по-русски. Сейчас договориться с Дезиной. Еще есть вопрос?
Огромное спасибо прежде всего за ваше выступление, достаточно было интересно и емко. У меня вопрос господину У. Представлюсь, я являюсь директором Современного музея каллиграфии, нам уже 10 лет. То есть на рынке мы существуем более 10 лет. Представлено свыше 70 уникальных стран, точнее свыше 5000 уникальных работ и из 70 стран мира. То есть мы работаем с ведущими ассоциациями, включая, конечно, и китайских каллиграфов, таких как Сусишу, Чанхай и Фэнчисюн. То есть это каллиграфы, которые занимают первое место в китайском рейтинге. У меня вопрос. У нас существует Союз музеев России. На сегодняшний день в Союзе всего 24 частных музея. Законодательство частных музеев регулируется законом 53, который говорит, что можно считать частным музеем, что нельзя считать частным музеем. У меня вопрос к вам. Какое количество частных музеев на сегодняшний день находится в реестре Китая? И каким образом вы координируете действия, обучаете, рассказываете, может быть, вносите какие-то интересные предложения для того, чтобы частные музеи направлялись вместе в одном направлении с государственным музеем, потому что ведь то, что делают частные музеи, они создают уникальное пространство и воспитывают социум в том духе, в котором, собственно говоря, страна нуждается. Вот каким образом это происходит? Вот два этих вопроса. Если надо как-то скоординировать вопросы, дайте знать, я буду скоординировать. Спасибо.
好，非常感谢你的这个问题，我也十分乐意来回答你的这个问题。在中国呢，到目前为止有注册的这个私人博物馆有1400多家，有1400多家，这个数字应该来说，对于整个这么样一个大的国家来讲还不多现在还在不断的在增长，这是第一个。那么公立的博物馆和美术馆，它有文化行政的机构，比如说在国家还有文化部，在地方上省里面还有文化厅，在一些市里面有文化局，它是一层一层的有文化的行政部门来给它这个管理。那么这既然有管理呢，国家就有投资，每年都有一定数量的来投资来维持他们。那么他们每年的工作这个情况都有汇报，都有计划。比如说我明年要举办什么展览要做哪些这个公共教育的活动，所以我需要多少经费，我要生产多少东西这个有很好的管理。那私立美术馆现在问题存在在什么地方呢？就是他们不像公立美术馆有完整的管理这个体制，从经费上来讲，它要靠自己来筹钱从人员上管理上来讲呢，许多这个人才他希望纳入到国家体制这个编制以内的这个人员性质，而优秀的人才往往不会到民营的这些美术馆、博物馆去工作，所以从人才管理人才来讲，这个私营的美术馆呢，往往比国家的这个公立的美术馆要不容易能找得到这个员工。那么我们中国有一个国家博物馆的协会，有美术馆的专业委员会，有各类专业委员会。我们在这个每年的时候都要召集许多次不同的会议。那么这些私营的美术馆、博物馆也都在这个协会里，也是协会的成员，所以他们享受与公共美术馆、公立美术馆一样的待遇，就是都是会员。我们有活动的时候一样的请他们。比如说我们中国美术馆在举办一些重要的学术研讨会，举办一些这个大型的开幕式等等这些方面的时候，特别是举行国际在美术馆、博物馆交流的时候，都会请这些私立的美术馆的馆长，还有一些专家来参加。所以从这一方面来讲，从学术研究还有 美术馆的我国的管理的方面来讲，私立美术馆跟公立美术馆是一样的，相对一样的待遇，只是公立美术馆是国家拨钱，私立美术馆还要自己来修治，主要是这样。
Спасибо. Еще вопрос?
Здравствуйте, спасибо всем спикерам. И у меня вопрос очень короткий, я думаю, очень простой для СУАТ. Я была в Ярате, наверное, было около 3 лет назад, и увидела потрясающее пространство. До сих пор, да, испытываю очень теплые эмоции от этого. И такой вопрос. Вы работаете с современными молодыми художниками, и они говорят о современном контексте Азербайджана и иногда затрагивают табуированные темы. Как аудитория, как посетители Ярата реагируют на эти работы? Спасибо.
Часть причины, почему мы решили работать напрямую с художниками и почему мы решили поддерживать, так скажем, живые работы в процессе, потому что таким образом мы можем говорить о вещах, которые интересны нашей публике, нашей аудитории. Вместо того, чтобы покупать работы на ярмарках современного искусства по миру, зачастую не имеющие никакого отношения к нашему контексту и к нашей публике. Конечно, несмотря на то, что это может быть великое произведение, очень часто язык современного искусства не совсем доступен. И как раз таким образом ведущие художники, у которых иногда может быть сложный язык самовыражения, он получается какой-то момент, который цепляет, так скажем, аудиторию, и тем самым они не отвергают это современное искусство, оно наоборот его приветствует. И когда они становятся к нему открыты через образовательные программы, через толки, через туры кураторов и разговоры, общение с художниками и с нами, они еще больше погружаются во всю эту тему и начинают все лучше и лучше относиться, воспринимать, понимать современное искусство. И таким образом формируется как и аудитория, так и художники. Поэтому все те вопросы, которые затрагиваются художниками у нас на площадке, они, в принципе, имеют прямую отголоску в нашей аудитории и очень приветствуются. Иногда они сложные, но в итоге надо затрагивать сложные темы тоже.
Здравствуйте, скажите, пожалуйста, я так понимаю, что перед нами многие основатели музеев, да, то есть люди, которые горят искусством, увлечены, возможно, сами ими занимаются. Как вы видите в перспективе, например, будут ли вашими музеями владеть ваши дети, ваши наследники? Возможно, они не будут так увлечены и не будут готовы посвятить всю жизнь этому виду деятельности. Какую перспективу видите вы вот в дальнейшем вашим детищем? Спасибо.
That's a very good question. I'm already thinking, even so I hope I will not disappear tomorrow so fast. It's really something I was thinking lately about. Yes, it's not solved yet, but I'm on the way, you know, and it is important. It's really a good question. It is important, and a lot of people came to the museum asking, Desiree, did you already think what will be when you're not there anymore? And it's not so easy, but I think it's important. I have 2 small children, 2 little girls, 8 and 9. It's still a longer way, but I try to make them feel it's theirs as well. And I think when they feel it's theirs, I hope also later they're involved. Otherwise, we have to think a different way. But I think when you create something, I mean, I dedicated my whole life, or still do, to the art. It's really my passion. It's really my love. So I think it should not disappear, and it's a good question, yes. And a lot of people, I have other friends, you know, of also museums, they're also thinking about this, you know, or starting thinking about it. Yeah, it's a good question.
Если вы не позволите, поскольку у нас тоже большая коллекция, около 800 вещей, вопрос иногда неправильный, потому что я не создал музей, как Дезире делал, но я создал процесс коллекционирования. И когда ты чувствуешь, что на протяжении 30 лет, и я надеюсь, еще много лет, ты поддерживаешь развитие культуры и развитие современного искусства в одной стране, ты понимаешь, что главное это процесс, это не так важно, что дальше будет. Важно, что время от времени ты покажешь эту коллекцию, ты покажешь, как она развивается, ты покажешь, как твой вкус меняется, ты покажешь, что ты купил вчера или там, позавчера. И это нужно сделать достаточно каждые 5-10 лет. А дальше судьба этой коллекции, это уже не так важно. В принципе, есть след, что вот в какой-то момент вот была выставка, вот есть каталог, вот, и дальше вот развивается коллекция. Вот, все равно мы все понимаем, что мы в гроб эту коллекцию не возьмем. Это мы точно знаем. Еще вопрос?
Нет, значит, хочется. Вот Суат сказала, что, спасибо большое, что вы поддерживаете художников. Вы фактически создаете с ними что-то вместе. Ну, то есть вы фактически, может быть, они что-то и не создали, если не ваш музей, правильно? Ну, а насколько другие музеи занимаются этим созданием? Не покупкой чего-то уже готового, а именно содействием художникам, которые могут что-то создать, но не создали бы без музея.
We are actually doing that. As I said, we have this special edition of exhibition every year. So we invite one artist to work with us. So it is the same kind of process. So he has some idea, and then we make a realization of that idea. Is it movie or it is exhibition or just one piece of art? So we are also doing that, even that we are not contemporary art museum. So I think that dialogue between past and contemporary time are something very important for the future. And every museum should do that, but you could not tell to anyone you must do that, of course. But for example, we are the only one museum in Serbia who do this kind of activities, because me as a director, I think that dialogue is most important. And that also brings young people to museum and students of art academy, and they are coming and asking, can we do something, or how can we be a part of your museum? So I think that contemporary art is a very strong influence on the society, and in exactly in this way, because it is always a little bit political, and we are all involved in some questions. Higher questions. So it is important to have contemporary art in your museum, no matter what you do, because that makes your museum live.
关于他问的这个问题，我也想讲几句。这个在中国啊，这个艺术机构、美术机构有几个方面，一个就是大学里，就是美术学院，它有老师、有学生，他们也在这搞创作。另外有专业的创作机构，就是画院，这个有公有制的，就是有许多画家在这个画院里面，他们专门去创作。这可能在西方社会是没有的。一般的这个在西方艺术家都是比较 这个所谓自由职业者，就是自己画画的。但是在中国它是有工资，就是每个月要发薪水，他们要创作的。第三个呢，就是在中国有协会，有美术家协会是要组织艺术家们要创作办展览。那么美术馆是担负着收藏和展览，但是我们现在呢，像我们中国美术馆也不仅仅是在收藏和展览当中来做这方面的工作。我们现在也在跟国际社会，跟一些像现在跟意大利这个学术机构在这个培养年轻的艺术家，有意大利艺术家到中国来，也有到我们中国美术馆来。中国美术馆给他提供很好的创作环境、生活环境，让他来去在中国去感受、去创作。那么，我们中国美术馆也会选择中国优秀的年轻的艺术家到意大利去，由意大利的这个合作的学术机构来负责他们的这个生活以及创作等等方面的情况。另外，我们中国美术馆还组织全国的一些优秀艺术家到外地去写生、去采风，在那里搞创作。同时呢，我们也组织一些全国的优秀艺术家来对一些题材、历史的题材、现实的题材进行一些创作。所以，从这个博物馆、美术馆的这个角度来讲，它不应该只着重于收藏和展览，而也是在鼓励用美术馆的好的条件来鼓励艺术家们进行创新、进行创造这是我们办馆的一些理念。
Dear participants, the time for discussion is completed. Thank you. Спасибо. Вот слова Таяна и Бейшан. Я думаю, с вами мы сегодня мы чувствуем, что мы сегодня живем, и нам нужно обязательно создать и поддерживать ту культуру, которая сегодня существует, или как частный коллекционер, или как продюсер искусства, или как директор музея, или как директор крупнейшего музея в Китае. Мы понимаем, что мы делаем это для наших внуков, для наших правнуков. Неважно, будет ли ваш частный музей, но все равно то, что вы делаете сейчас, и то, что мы все делаем сейчас, и если вы здесь, значит, мы все вместе делаем эту работу, это поддерживать и сделать так, что наши, опять же, внуки, правнуки думали, вау, все-таки в 10-х, 20-х годах 21 века было очень круто. Спасибо всем, спасибо культурам Банвы.
Леди и джентльмены, на этом дискуссия «Частные музеи» подошла к концу. Мы приглашаем вас проследовать к выходу. Выход осуществляется через цокольный этаж. Для того, чтобы проследовать к лестнице на цокольный этаж, вам потребуется обойти